And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark as we're exploring the hills of the far territories and well, I think I'm in the cabin. Yeah, in the cabin. We're mostly rested, which is a appropriate place to be. So, for the stream today, we're going to do at least some more exploration of the Forsaken Airfield. So, we're about here. Actually, like about over here. There's one cabin in the far territories that we haven't explored. It's up on the island over here. Hard to tell that this is an island from here, but it's up on the island. So we're gonna go up the edge of the map, go to that island, go to the cabin. On one of the corpses near the cabin, there should be a polaroid. Once we have that polaroid, we'll come back down here, and somewhere over here will be where the polaroid is. And there's a sort of a pass that goes up to the polaroid, and then a pass that comes down into the road out of the far territories that way. We're gonna go up there. We're gonna do the polaroid. At which point, we'll figure out where we are at that point. Evaluating the status of the food, we'll either head back out to get more food, back out to Coastal Highway to get more food, or we'll go and start exploring contamination zone. Zone of contamination, which we haven't mapped any of, so we don't know much of it. But yeah, that's the plan for today. So whether or not, how much of that we get done in the next 5 to 6 parts is going to be a little bit variable, but that's what we're doing. I have a character feed a little bit on the small pile of meat here. Yeah, small pile of meat. Nope, that's the firewood. It's not the meat, that's the meat. That might actually be all the meat, which, if it is a little bit of a potential problem. Okay, well, we got full food. And I do have apparently some bannock to eat and some corn to eat. We got water over here. I'm not thirsty, okay. Oh, that was picking up because I needed water. Grab one more.
I need to drop something.
Then off we go. So, next stop, assuming the weather doesn't cause me to stop to warm up, is the transition cave. We're going to head over to the transition cave. We're going to warm up the transition cave. That's about half of the way up to where we're going. Actually, I might stop over in the bunker here and do a little bit of a triage. Now that we're on the way.
Can't feel my hands.
I go up the wrong one. I think I'm gonna run up the wrong one. It's the next one, isn't it?
Damn.
But yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of inventory triage to check to see how overweight we are. Ideally, we don't want to be overweight if we can help it. If I'm overweight, it's likely torches, which is what I'm going to check to see what her inventory status is. There's the bunker. Yeah, quickly bump in the bunker. We'll give them a moment to warm up while we're doing some inventory triage.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
So, inventory-wise, we're 1.5 kilograms overweight. Okay. Oh, and we've used up the stones. Leave that behind. What's our fabric looking like? We got 4 pieces of fabric, so we'll leave the socks behind as well. And the toque behind. Much closer to the appropriate weight now, so we should travel a little bit faster. And as we go along, we can eat and drink, which will also lower our weight. That's a little bit of time in here. And get on our way. So yeah, Forsaken Airfield is reasonably cold. And if a fog rolls in or something, it can be a little bit hard to navigate if you're not holding to the edges or known landmark paths. Which is one of the reasons we're holding to the edge of the map to get to our next waypoint here. Probably take a little bit of cold damage on the way over. Because of just how cold it is. Definitely don't want to wait around for better weather, because we might not get better weather, to be fair.
My fingers feel numb. Goddamn freezing.
Yeah, we're already at the point where we're taking damage. We've been here before, apparently. To warm up. Maybe it doesn't surprise me. I don't think we're so far along that we're at the cave yet. Which is the next place ideally I would like to warm up, so we'll see how quick we get there. If I miss it, we'll end up going all the way to the island in the cabin. Which is a little bit far, and, well, I think it's a little bit far. So we'll take a little bit more cold damage than I probably want doing that distance. Bunnies. Oh, this is not the area I'm thinking of. At least I don't think it is. No. I think we're getting pretty close, though. Here it is. With some all out.
Too much stuff to carry.
So I picked up a little bit of extra weight, which is probably more than we need. Because again, we were pretty close. But I do want some more coal to warm up. I think we'll just pass the time here instead of sleep. Like so, to get warm. So calories, okay, so let's eat 2 bannock. Maybe 3 bannock. Yeah, 3 bannock. Then we'll drink some water. That'll save us a little bit of weight, and then we'll leave sticks behind that we don't need. Up to number 6 as we go back out again. So, the plan in my mind is I'm going to go to the last cabin in the area we have not been to yet. Yeah, about like that. So it should be fairly easy to move there, although we're going to probably take more cold damage again. I think it's about the same distance that we just walked from the last warm place to the cabin. The cabin presumably will be warm. We just need to get there. The cabin's also technically on the island, so at some point we're going to have to take the risk of crossing the ice to the island. It's not quite straight up the edge of the map here. Though the island is in the top right corner, so it's island surrounded by ice, and we want to get out onto the island. So don't necessarily need to travel all that far off the edge of the map, but we do have to get a little bit off.
We need to find some place to escape this cold.
Get up. Search the hatch. Anyway, we're already taking cold damage because of how cold it is. This is Interloper, so I'm not expecting anything to be in here.
Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up again.
I say that and find something, so that's nice. Let me into the front. And yeah, about nothing in here. Up at the other side and back the way we were going. And yeah, we're taking a little bit of cold damage. If I wasn't sort of spoiled in where I was going, I probably would want to hunker down and warm back up. need to obviously start a torch. Too windy. Oh, that's fun. No. No. That's the color I'm looking for. Okay, so it looks like we're attracting more wolves, which is not super great. The transitioning to Blizzard in the middle of me having an encounter with the wolf. That's the island over there. And that's the ice. I don't know if there's any thin ice on the way over there. Because of the weather change, I'm worried that the visibility is going to go. So we're going to take a little bit of sprinting here, which is maybe not ideal. But yeah, there's the island. We want to get across the ice safely into the island. I don't know if there's thin ice here. Hopefully there isn't, so we can travel straight across. If there is, I'm gonna have a bit of a pain trying to get over. Yeah, it looks like there's no thin ice. So on this island, there should be a cabin. There should also be a corpse. The corpse is not in the cabin. I'll have to locate the corpse. Should be somewhere near the cabin, though. It's a bit not travelable. It looked travelable. Okay, so I'm going to have to go around, which is not quite what I wanted. Yeah, we're taking condition damage here, so I don't want to spend a long amount of time out. Due to the high wind state, it would be hard necessarily to keep a fire going. So this is Drift Island. Is a corpse on here. Is that the cabin? That might be the cabin. That's the cabin, that's where we want to warm up. I think that's just a very square boulder. But yeah, so we're taking a lot more condition damage than I would like to take. We're still sort of in the safe zone. We're still a little bit over 50%. Which is usually where I find, as long as I have more than 50%, I don't die to walls. Yeah, struggle. Though we're getting a little bit close to the level where I'd consider it dangerous. Get into a struggle. Wind is calming down. That's good to know. That's the cabin. Yeah, it's definitely a cabin with some man-made structures around it. Okay, so it looks like I'm about to lose the flare. Island Cottage. Is there a stove inside? There is. Gonna use that quickly. Light a fire. We'll put a piece of coal in it. Little overkill, but it's fine. Probably gonna want some water, so let's get a liter of water going. And we'll do some exploration via torch. Lit off the campfire. So that's the ruined flare that we took with us to get us here safely. Some salted crackers. Nothing the medical kit. Raw rabbit. Some cloth.
I wonder who owns this stuff.
More cloth. Book salt, we'll leave those where they are. Need the water, don't need the scrap metal.
Where's the good stuff?
No, the polaroid is actually apparently inside in this case. So that's the polaroid. So that's where the the high point of the pass is, right? So we come over here, we go over here, and go through here is a pass, basically. So I want to go up there, I want to use that polaroid to get the mapping, get the equivalent of this one, but the side of it. So obviously to do that, we had to come here to get this. Character climbs ropes, but does not climb ladders, apparently. Okay, let's quick check it outside. You're outside. Okay, and that dent is in fact a dent. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna make some water. We're gonna eat the cook and eat a bit of chicken we have, or a bit of chicken, a bit of rabbit here. We're gonna sleep to get our energy back. And then we're basically gonna undo what we just did, right? So we're up here. Actually, if I'm warm, so what, we got 20 something minutes on the fire. Maybe late enough that I can map the door open here? Yes. Really? The cabin doesn't show up? I'm surprised the cabin doesn't show up. Maybe the cabin doesn't show up if you're mapping it from inside. That would be fair. We're just taking a little bit of cold damage by mapping from outside. There we go. Doesn't show up if you map from inside. And it's just a flyover. Okay.
Looks like I survived another night.
Let's sleep to recover all our fatigue. And hopefully it'll be warmer on the walk back. Oh, don't disarm the cloth. There we are. Warmed up. Looks warmer. Whether it is warm or not is a different problem.
I need some water.
Good thing we have some water then. There we go. The character rehydrated, we can set out. This is an interesting tunnel. I'll have to remember that in the future. Couple of barrels here. Probably not worth to disassemble the barrels on Interloper. Lower difficulties it might be, but Interloper probably not. The cove. So yeah, if we were basically doing a faithful cartographer, we'd probably have to come out here to map it. And we can get some cattails here, but we're not that desperate for food. Yeah, plan is get over to the pass. It might actually be visible here. I wouldn't be surprised if that's it over there. Yeah, quite a walk. Especially if you're trying to stick to good landmarks to travel via. I think it's like over there. Which is basically the opposite corner of the map. Fastest way would be cut straight through the middle of the map, but then you'd have to know enough about the map to know the landmarks so you're not getting distracted in the middle of the walk.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Oh, interesting, a cave down here. Let's warm up in this cave. It's in fact one that can warm us up. As much as I was hoping for it to be warmer, it's a nice clear day, which is good for long distance rocket ordering, but it's not a warm day. Archie scroll space. Archie scroll space is in fact a warm space. And here is Archie. Now, I'm not sure if that's Archie or that's Archie, but this is Archie's scroll space. We're warm here, so we'll take a moment to map. Last piece of charcoal. Put the cave on the map. Any luck that there might be charcoal in this fire? No. So that's the last of the map we're doing for a while. We are warm, so I will take the opportunity to warm up. Having to start a farm. That's probably good enough. That's probably a bear we're seeing out in the ice way over there. That's a wolf. I think that's a bear. So yeah, I think if everything goes according to plan, we'll basically start this YouTube part, or start and end this YouTube part at the same place. Taking us a little bit longer to go out and come back, hopefully.
Can't feel my feet.
And then the next part will be getting out to the Polaroid location, which probably take about the same amount of time, especially because we'll need to be waiting for appropriate weather.
Never felt so cold in my life.
Like, this would be appropriate weather, but we're not there yet, and the weather's going to change before we get there. Let's be fair. Weather is going to change before we get there. There's a helicopter we checked out last night. And we are taking damage, so we don't want to spend too long wondering about like this. I think that was directly behind us. I think we're in the right way for the transfer cave. That'll be a good place to warm up. Slow down the rate that we're taking damage. Yeah, we're going the right way. Crows are circling over the deer carcass that's out front. Wonder if that's actually something enough to start a fire off of. Won't be for very long. We'll go ahead and start a fire out here so we can map. Well, I can't map because I don't got the amount of charcoal. That option is denied me. That's that one. I went up the wrong one. A little bit of sprint here to get there quicker. As we can start a fire here and then map where it would be warm, but that's not going to work if we're not warm. If we're not warm, well, that's not going to work if we don't have charcoal. It might work to be warm, but I don't think having a fire going outside is better than coming inside and just warming up this way. Okay, now it's officially dusk. Which isn't necessarily a problem for us. This means we can't start a fire using the sun, but... well, as long as we're reasonably warm, we don't need to. Yeah, other than the spook in the episode where we had to use a flare, this has been going pretty well.
Feels like night is coming.
Well, I have to say, we have gone through a bunch of calories. So that's one drawback to sprinting and spending extended periods of time warming up for just passing the time is it's not a very calorie efficient way to travel. No, stopping and making fires is also not super calorie efficient, so trade-offs.
Can't feel my hands.
I suppose at least with the fires we'd be able to cook bannock, eat the bannock. Oh, we're back on an Aurora. That's not good, but not bad. We'll still pass an hour when we get right after the part break to warm up. We might travel in an Aurora. We might not as well. I suppose I could just sunk her down, try to wait it out.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
We're obviously not traveling to use the Aurora, but if we can get up to the polaroid location in the Aurora, we can map mid-Aurora. As long as it's not a windy Aurora, it'll be good. Good to see that the wolf we killed up here in a struggle earlier is still dead. It does maybe make the food situation a little more grim, but that's only if we were going to hunt it. But yeah, hope everyone has been enjoying. Got the first of the two objectives I wanted to get done in this stream, which was get that Polaroid and go explore that cabin. So we've been out to the cabin, we explored the cabin, we picked up the Polaroid, and we're now ready to go use the Polaroid if the weather plays along. But this is a good time to go ahead and put a part break in, about 39, 40-ish minutes into the video. So for YouTube, we'll try to keep these 30 to 40 minutes long. So that. Oh, there's another piece of meat here. So we'll eat the piece of meat. Oh, there's probably nothing on the piece of meat, but some calories is better than no calories. But yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying. This is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow, because we're going to try to record at least 4, if not 5 more parts tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break between parts, just to stretch, and then I'll be right back. And with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.